So, real estate is changing. We all see it. In fact, one real estate CEO said that 50% of all real estate agents will be pushed out of the business in the coming years. That's a big statement. That's a very bold statement. So in this video, I want to go over 4 business models that I think will last as times change. That way, if you're a team leader or a real estate broker, you know what agents are thinking out there, and I'm gonna give you some ideas that might have some longevity. That way you can plan out into the future and hopefully not build yourself a business that is destined to fail. Okay, so times are definitely changing. Over the past couple years, we've seen big tech players in multiple different style brokerages force their way into our industry. And a lot of times they shake things up, and oftentimes they make things better for real estate agents. There are many companies out there right now that came into play within the last 5 years, and they've really changed agents' lives. So it's not all negative, but there are some big changes that are happening, and I want to highlight 4 different models that I think can have longevity in this industry because they offer value, right? Whether that's value to the consumer or whether that's value to the agent. So let's dive into those 4 models right now. Number 1 is a low flat fee based real estate broker. So these companies operate on volume. Oftentimes you'll see they have 2, 3, 400 agents, but they offer their agents low fees. And this is important, especially to the entrepreneurial minded agent that wants to reinvest that money back into their business. So when I first started, I started with a really big company and they were taking some big fees, upwards of 36%. And I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna pay 36% when I'm investing the money into leads, I'm investing the money into marketing, I'm buying my CRM, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm even buying my signs and my business cards. So I'm not gonna waste 36% just to have a brand that is somewhat known in my market. So I quickly left and I went to a low fee brokerage that charges a very small fee and it's a flat fee. So whether I sell $1 million home or I sell a $200,000 home, it's still the same fee. And because of that, I'm able to set up a business that's predictable, and that provides me with a lot of value because I know what is gonna happen when I sell a house and I can calculate what my profit's gonna be and how much I can invest into marketing and all these different things. So it's really important, and I find this model is really good for entrepreneurial agents that wanna invest the money in their business and grow their brand because it just gives them more capital to do so. The next is lead generation style teams. Now, this is probably the complete opposite of the first business model that I went over, but it does provide value to agents. So if agents don't want to invest all that capital, or maybe they don't want to, learn how to buy leads or do marketing campaigns, they just want to plug in and they want to sell real estate. This is where this model can come in handy because you have a team leader that's already established. They're going to be coaching you on what to do and what not to do. They're directly involved. Usually real estate teams are smaller, usually under 20 agents in most cases. So you have a more intimate setting where you can get involved. You know everybody really tight. Everybody's pushing you to go forward, and you have leads that come in on a daily basis. You have scripts. You know how to follow up with those leads. So really your main job is to go out and sell real estate. And if that's something that you really enjoy, a lead generation style team is probably the right fit for you. And that's why I think as a team leader, this model will last into the future because you can provide so much value for the splits that you're giving. Next is the salaried real estate agent. Now, we haven't seen so much of this yet, but I think it is coming down the pipeline. We have many big companies that have huge budgets and huge investors behind them, and I think they want to shake up the business. Now, if they can get agents to work on salary and work just as hard as somebody that is on commission, which in my opinion, I don't think they're going to be able to. But with that being said, there is a marketplace for it because most agents fail out of this business within the first 2 years. I think it's upwards of 87%. Now, if some of those agents are able to stay in the business and get a salary that's comfortable and a livable wage, they probably will take that versus failing out of the business and going back to whatever 9-to-5 job that they had before. The downside of that is with less risk comes less reward. So I wouldn't recommend this model personally, because if I want to be in business and I'm going to take all that risk, I want to be able to make the big reward, right? I didn't get into this and leave my secure 9-to-5 job and my career to make, average income. That's not for me. I wanted to build something. I wanted to build a business. I wanted to be in the entrepreneurial space. So I always say it, I'm an entrepreneur first, a real estate agent second, right? And if you go to a salary, you're going pretty much back into the employee mindset. But again, as a business model, there's a place for it, there's a need for it, and I think agents will check into that. Last but certainly not least is the revenue-based real estate agents. They're rev share agents. Think about EXP, think about Real Broker LLC. There's definitely a demand for this, and I think it really works because the agents all come together and brainstorm. They have less overhead. They give stock options. They give revenue share options. So basically, you recruit somebody, you help them become successful, and then every single sale that they make under you, you get a percentage of. It's just a really good model, I think, for a lot of people. The only downside to it, and the reason I haven't moved over to that, is basically the splits. The splits are a little steeper than the flat fee-based model, and I find that they're a little too steep for me. But I think the revenue share and I think the ability to get stock options is such a game changer, especially to agents, because most agents, unless they buy property or do something else to invest their money after they make money, they don't end up with a lot when they retire. And that's sad to me, because I know how hard being a real estate agent is, and I know all the things we go through on a daily basis to make this, dream of being self-employed and going out there and making things happen a reality. And at the end of the road, if you don't end up with much, it could be a little offsetting and a little off-putting. So I think these companies offer a lot of value to agents, especially because they're offering revenue share and they're offering agents an opportunity to build some real wealth. So it's definitely something to look at. And I think it's a model that's going to last long into the future, just because of all the benefits agents get if they hang tight into this model and really build their stock options and build their downline, which also builds the company as a whole. So in conclusion, I think there's a lot of things that will be changing going forward in the real estate industry. I think the days of real estate brokers charging massive splits and offering little value is gone. I think that these models will start taking over, and I think they're really the only models that are gonna last, because I think they all provide value, and I think that there's a need for each model depending on what kind of agent that you are. But just keep in mind that things are changing and the industry is going to continue to change. But I think that these brokers that are charging huge commission splits and offering little to no value in the way of lead generation, training, all that stuff, I think those brokers are going to be weeded out. And I think agents are going to start going over into these type of models because it just makes more sense. So if you like this video, definitely smash the like button, subscribe, share with a real estate friend that enjoys real estate and is a real estate entrepreneur, and hit the notification bell. That way, when new videos come out, you'll know you can watch them and hopefully enjoy them. So thanks so much, and you have an awesome day.